that song. So good. Good morning, everybody. What's up? Are you? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the continuing conversation among your internet dads. This is November 15th, 2024. And Deke, this is our 400th episode that hasn't been banned or canceled.
So it's more than that, but yeah. Sweet.
I mean, look, the truth is around 300. I just slapped a number on it and just started counting. It's inaccurate.
That's pretty cool, dude. We've been trying to finish this conversation over 400 times, is what you're saying.
We keep getting interrupted. Yeah.
Hello.
Good morning. All right. We got some interesting stuff to talk about. Today's the big day. Today's the day that either Jake Paul knocks out Mike Tyson or Mike Tyson ends the life of Jake Paul. We don't really know which is going to happen because I don't think.
Make me a moderator. I want to show you something. I have my, I love conspiracy theories, right? Mm-hmm. And you've got The Simpsons, and they say that The Simpsons always predict, stuff from the future.
That's actually true. They keep doing it.
Well, I've got one. I got a wild one for you.
Oh, no. Really? Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
Did Nintendo predict the future?
Interesting idea.
It's pretty
interesting.
I mean, Jake Paul does kind of look like Glass Joe. A little bit.
I mean,
a little bit.
I wouldn't say that to his face.
Imagine Glass Joe. Imagine Glass Joe with a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I see it. We'll see what happens.
I don't know.
So tonight's the night. They had a weigh-in. Yesterday, and at the weigh-in, there was a bit of a kerfuffle and a scuffle.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No, you need to bring that up.
Let me see if I have that here. I saw it on X. I think I saw it on X. Let me go back to here. Well, if I didn't see it somewhere else, yep, here it is. Sure. That there.
Oh,
you're cheating. You're cheating, bro. This is Mike Tyson in a mankini and laying hands.
Of Brownsville. Mike, can I ask? The world is excited to see you one last time, perhaps. Can you just tell us the emotions, the thoughts that are going through your mind right now?
Talking's over.
Why did you push him there? All right.
That's the aftermath.
That's it for Mike Tyson.
They didn't show the slap.
He walks away.
That's the aftermath.
For Mike Tyson.
So he walks away. The actual slap. So that's the aftermath of the slap. Here it is. Right here.
So I found a video here where it's showing, it's like, this is the reason Mike Tyson slapped Jake Paul.
Oh, that is not
Did
super
it show
cool,
it right there? Yeah, right there. The real reason. That's why he slapped Jake Paul.
Because he walked up on him on all fours?
No, he stepped on his foot.
Oh, he stepped on his foot.
Look. Walking up on all fours, no big deal. He stepped on his foot.
He did that on purpose.
Yeah, he did.
Look at this. Look.
And Mike Tyson's no dumbass. He knows he did it on purpose.
No jokes here. He straight up lifted his foot off the ground on purpose. He's not just taking a step. He had that toe elevated more than you would normally walk around. And then right on his toe, Mike Tyson's wearing socks. And then, bam.
Like with our girls, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much that. There's a lot of that in the house. I like every day.
Poking, and the other one is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can I just say, all other things aside, big ups to 58-year-old Mike Tyson for walking around in a mankini in front of the entire
Well,
world.
they had to weigh in. They got to weigh
But
in.
Jake Paul put some pants on, so you could go a different way.
Well, buddy, you need to go outside.
All right.
Little dude's got some gas this morning, man. Shoot. Gosh, that's nasty.
Oh boy.
Trying to blow it.
All right. So I'm sure we got a bunch of political stories and stuff, but today's background image is this here.
He'll go outside.
We're watching.
I'll go open the door and let him outside real quick.
Little dude drops a little deuce. All right. Check this out, folks. This right here. This is a picture of a line drawn through Saudi Arabia. The proposed super city, 170 kilometers long. That's almost 106 miles, I believe. The proposed super city with 500-meter glistening mirror walls on both sides. This mega city, Neom, is having a slight change of plans. Here we go. Let's see. We got a story here. Let me put this on the screen. Saudi Arabia prioritizes sports for Neom plans at cost and as costs balloon, sources say. Well, that is not quite all of it. Oh, here. You guys can't even see it. Here, let's do this. Saudi Arabia fires the CEO of the scandal-plagued resort megacity Neom project. Saudi Arabia is abruptly replaced Nadimi Al-Nasir, the longtime CEO of this ambitious, controversial megacity Neom project. Neom is a name of a $500 billion future zero-carbon city being built under the orders of Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, a.k.a. That murdering prince dude, on the northern banks of the Red Sea. Everybody should remember that MBS had a journalist, a Washington Post columnist, opinion columnist, murdered and chopped up in a Turkish embassy, I believe.
Yeah.
Or in an embassy in Turkey. Just reminding everybody, MBS is a bad dude. On the northern banks of the Red Sea, the project is part of Vision 2030, a Saudi initiative that aims to diversify its economy and reduce its heavy reliance on oil revenue. The mega city, the Crown Prince said, will compete with Miami as an international tourism venue and premier host destination, a Silicon Valley tech hub. The line is a 106-mile-long skyscraper that will allegedly house several million people. Hang on just a second. Okay, bye, darling. So the company in charge of the project announced on its website Tuesday that Nadmi Al-Nasir, who served as the CEO since 2018, was replaced by another guy. This company did not give any reason for the abrupt change, but this is in the wake of a slight change of plans. Instead of being a 106-mile-long city carving through northern Saudi Arabia, it's now going to be a mile and a half. So it's slight reduction. So it's no
just
longer
a small one. This city always gave me Judge Dredd vibes.
For real.
I mean,
not only that,
like I always had that dystopian Running Man, Judge Dredd type of feel every time I heard about the city.
If you look at the this is like the proposed photo of what it would look like, kind of cutting through from the Red Sea into Saudi Arabia, 500 meters tall and mirrored surfaces. This would literally bake everything south of the wall. Like the sun would come in and it would reflect. So you get the sun and you get the mirror of the sun. So everything gets double sun right there for 100 miles. No, so there'd just be like 100 miles of dead earth. Yeah, it's not a great idea. I don't think it's a great idea, but you know, whatever. Saudi Arabia, I don't care what they do. So they fired the CEO. I don't know what the scandals are. Let's see if we can find out what the scandals are. Because it's scandal plagued. Well, they say scandal plagued, but they don't have any examples of scandal. In September, the Wall Street Journal reported that Al Nasir, the former CEO, said in the past that he drives, quote, everybody like a slave during the meeting. Antoni Vives, a Spanish national and one of the lead developers of the line, got into a physical fight with a construction manager. Vives was convicted of corruption in 2021 on public malfeasance charges committed during his tenure at the Barcelona City Hall. According to the report, the Saudi crown prince said that he did not care as long as Vives didn't commit any crimes in Saudi Arabia. So, yeah. So if you were planning on traveling to the NEOM, the Saudi Arabian sideways skyscraper, it's no longer going to be 106 miles. You're going to have to settle for a mile and a half by 2030. Well, maybe it'll be less after that.
Change our plans then, because
I think I talked about this before. I'm gonna look it up real quick, but let me see if this is. There was a skyscraper built in London a while back. It was called the Walkie Talkie, and the Walkie Talkie was a kind of curved metal or mirrored skyscraper, so all the windows were kind of mirrored. And it looks, well, this is a terrible image of the Walkie Talkie. This is actually a terrible. So it was kind of concave, or is it concave? I think it's concave when it kind of bends inward, mirrored and concave, and the sun would hit the wall of the walkie-talkie building in London, and then the sunlight would get reflected and concentrated, and it melted a Jaguar.
Really?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see if NBC News has this. This is an older story. Yeah, it melted a car and it set a building on fire.
You ever seen how the Greeks used to use reflective surfaces to catch boats on fire? They would use it from the shores, and they would catch the incoming ships on fire with concentrated reflective surface. They would have reflective surfaces and use the sunlight just like that. Seriously, that's not a conspiracy. That's serious. That's like history.
Look, a little bit melted. A little bit melted. That. Yeah. So there's this NEOM city. It runs east and west. It's definitely gonna either the north side or the south side is. I'm gonna close that before it kills my computer. Let's see. Is Saudi Arabia north of the equator? I think it's north of the equator.
Yes.
So the south side would be catching sunlight, and then not good. Anyway,
okay. Awesome.
Anyways, good luck, guys. Good luck, Saudi Arabia. You're murdering SOBs.
What else you got? I got some stuff.
Some other. This was kind of neat. Oh, I got. Do you like humor? Stupid question.
What is humor?
Okay, let me try this another way. Are you old enough to remember when The Onion was funny?
Yes.
Really?
There is a crazy delay that just happened. You closed that, you went fuzzy, and now you've got a nutso delay.
Oh man. All right. Well.
Oh, wait. It might be fixed now. Say something. I want to see your lips move.
Am I still being delayed?
No, but it was going like this. Okay. You were looking like this.
That's why I closed that. That's why I closed that other page.
Yeah, you were doing this and it was freaking me out. You were going,
yeah. Oh, wow.
Hey, how you doing there, Druken? How are you?
All right. So The Onion. The Onion, when we were kids, used to post silly, funny things. I actually forgot that The Onion existed.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about it. Well,
it's been around a long time.
Yeah. It's like 40 years or something. I don't know when it stopped being funny or relevant, but I've forgotten about it for decades. The Onion is buying InfoWars. The Onion, so Alex Jones is forced to liquidate InfoWars because of a baloney judgment, totally crazy judgment from the Sandy Hook, court case, whatever. He said something they didn't like, and they took him to court, and they ended his business. They ended his business. Even though, Alex Jones, he said stuff that wasn't cool, but like,
yeah, I mean, he did, but he had his reasons, and I'll just say this is the only thing I'm going to say about that. If you start looking, if you go down that rabbit hole, it's very interesting. It's a very interesting rabbit hole.
Well,
so go ahead.
The court case or the story behind it?
Everything involving that.
Well, my opinion is that
very interesting rabbit hole.
My opinion is that, he was just running his mouth and speculating without any information about the motives of the people.
No, I don't think he was. Once you go down this rabbit hole, you'll understand the reason why he said what he said. And like I said, I don't agree or disagree, but I will say it's interesting.
So the kinds of things that he's saying could be true in general, but they may not be true in particular to the Sandy Hook story.
Right.
So the family may have been right to sue him for,
but I don't think you're correct on that statement. What you said is a possibility, but there's also another possibility. That's all I'm going to say about it. I don't want to get into it. I didn't want to talk about it. I just
don't want your business liquidated either. The satirical news publication The Onion won the bidding for Alex Jones InfoWars at a bankruptcy auction backed by the families of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, whom Jones owes more than $1 billion.
Yeah, like $17 trillion or some crap that is just the most ridiculous crap that you've ever heard in your life.
I swear that there is a constitutional
to completely ruin and shut up this man and try to ruin this man. And if they go after somebody so hard that is saying something that sounds absolutely ludicrous, if I say something that sounds absolutely ludicrous and they start going after me so hard, doesn't that give justification to maybe what I'm saying wasn't that ludicrous? If they can't just dismiss it, they have to go after it so hard. I mean, for example, you got the whole little Donald Trump was the one that was going to shake up the system. And I think we could actually sit here and talk about proof how Donald Trump has shaken up the system and ruined plans. And what had they tried to do? They tried to shut him up twice. Every leader throughout history, black, white, brown, purple, yellow, or pink with purple polka dots, who has tried to disrupt the system has been silenced.
Well, I mean, that's what the system does. It takes apart its critics.
If I come out tomorrow and was like, I met an alien last night. He came in my house and talked to me, and I say all this stuff about this alien. And you're like, oh, you're silly. And then I get a visit from some men in black, and then I'm not on the show. And then I'm this, and then I come back and I'm like this. Don't it give you a little credibility? Don't it give it a little credibility?
I mean,
when somebody's like, oh, you saw an alien. Sure, you saw an alien. What are we having for lunch? Or we need to talk to you.
So InfoWars is done. It's going to be turned into a joke. I mean, I don't know.
That's what they done it for. They did it to turn it into a joke, a parody to kind of give him a gut punch. So people will think InfoWars is a big joke now.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
great strategic move if you believe in the shadow government and Operation Mockingbird and all this crap. It's a really good strategic move to shut this guy up and to give him a little less credibility. Bob Lazar.
It takes away a lot of assets. It takes away his studio. It takes away cameras. It takes away, funding. It takes away his other people that can do. But it doesn't do anything about the fact that Alex Jones can get behind a microphone and say whatever he wants at any time.
Everywhere.
So he has the Alex Jones. He has AlexJones.live, which is a different website. He started a new and different company or whatever. I don't know what his situation is, but you can still follow Alex Jones on Twitter, and you can still get Alex Jones. So I don't know. It seems like a pointless. Other than it took away his enterprise, it seems like a pointless win.
It's to dog the credibility of the InfoWars name. It also hampers his name as well, because now everybody, once you hear it, people are stupid. Alex Jones, InfoWars, Alex Jones. You've heard that so much, you automatically, put the two together. And so now when they're posting silly, stupid stuff that all the media is like, oh, well, this is fake. This is fake. Do you think the media is going to actually differentiate between the two for the listener? No, they're not. This is a very nice move if you believe in the shadow government, to completely discredit almost anything this guy says in the minds of the middle people like you, the people that want to believe that believe that there could be a possibility of that stuff happening, but it's not. You're not going to believe it until you have some real hard evidence. So it's to influence people like you, people like me that loves this shit. It's like, ooh, tell me more. I'm already, you're not going to discredit, you're not going to, but you and the other people that's even dumber that don't pay attention to stuff like this. I don't mean that. I don't mean that way. I meant even dumber than you.
Commit to the bit.
The people that don't pay attention to politics and don't pay attention to stuff like this. I use the wrong word, but you know what I mean? Those people are gotten. Boom. They're done with this one. We got them.
So I don't even think necessarily this is over for InfoWars. Maybe it is. I don't know. But InfoWars, as I understand it, has certain fiduciary responsibilities to its investors. And selling it off, that means that the Onion is now responsible for the InfoWars business, and if they start doing things that would harm the business, then they would be harming the people that have an investment in that company, and that puts them open for a lawsuit. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know, but maybe not. Do Good just says that he thinks that Deke just called the JJ dumb.
I didn't mean it that way. I meant the people that are dumber than JJ.
Dumber than me. Yeah, not me. He's not saying I'm dumb.
But you
saying that
you're very
below me.
You're very intelligent when it comes to politics and stuff like that I have no clue about some of this stuff. And you already pay attention, but you are I want facts before and I am more like I like a good story. Tell me. And so these people that don't even give a crap about this, the politics and the stuff like this, they're already brainwashed.
Hey, look, there's nothing wrong at all, folks, by the way, with not wanting anything to do with politics, because you look at it and you're like, this is gross. These people are just, I don't like it. You're right. They are. It's just that they get to make all the rules that you have to live by, which I think it deserves like scrutiny and, So I learned something. Okay.
So wait a minute. Hang on. I'm going to show you this.
Sure. All right.
We're talking about the Onion, right?
Yeah. Onion. Yeah.
That just bought InfoWars. This whole conversation. The founder of Twilo is Jeff Lawson, who leads a group that owns the satirical website The Onion. Jeff Lawson. Okay. Yeah. Let me pull up his Twitter account here real quick, JJ. Oh, hell.
Oh, surprise!
Oh,
Yeah,
surprise.
Did he say that hat was cool? That hat
Yeah, he
is
was like,
straight up a
the
ripoff.
top of it said, it's great that Kamala is owning the camo. So that just underlines my whole what I said there a minute ago.
Yeah. Let's see. I learned
no, do good. You probably speak English much better than me. I do know Wasserschloss, and I don't think I'm saying it right. Wasserschloss.
Yeah.
I think I might be saying that wrong. It's German. It's supposed to mean what's up, but I don't know if that's what it means.
I learned before we talk about American politics, I learned something yesterday, a little bit of a something, and I thought I would share it with you. Can I share it with you?
Absolutely.
Have you ever what do you know about New Zealand?
One of my good friends from high school is a chiropractor in New Zealand for about 30 years now. And I went to visit New Zealand and go to the Hobbit thing.
Right.
And then I would like to throw a ring into Mount Doom, but I'm really scared about going into.
I know 2 things about New Zealand. 1, that's where they filmed Lord of the Rings. And 2, that's where they filmed Xena Warrior Princess.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Xena was finished. Yeah. I love Xena.
Yeah. When I was like 20, I was like, I want to go be an extra on Xena Warrior Princess and get beat up and thrown around by Xena. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, here's some things I didn't know about New Zealand. They have a parliament. So a lot of countries have a parliamentarian democracy. And a lot of governments, especially parliaments, for instance, UK, that have these parliamentarian democracies, it's a lot more entertaining to watch. If you tune in, the Prime Minister of UK has like Prime Minister's questions, and like it gets really funny to listen to these guys back and forth and talk to each other. We don't really have enough of that in the United States, but check this out. This is a parliamentarian in New Zealand, and I think she is opposing a measure or bill. Let's let me bigonate this because I want to make sure that you can see it. Here it comes.
Why don't we have this?
I know.
This is awesome. Can you imagine AOC up there doing that? Dude shaking his hat. That's called. Those are those little native dances or whatnot, or what I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like a warrior dance. I think it's called the Hakta.
Yeah, it starts with an A, right?
Rather than enunciate a I think we should not vote on this bill because it has the wrong priorities, and
they just do a warriors chant and dance and rip up the bill. That's badass.
Pretty cool. I can imagine American politicians, but for some reason I can only imagine women that would be doing that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why.
That's the equivalent of the movie scene where they have the contract and the dude takes the contract and throws it on the floor and pisses on it. You know what I mean? You see that in the movie? That's badass. We're not even going to debate this. I'm just going to declare war.
Hold on. This is when I saw that, and then I thought I've seen something like this before. Let me find the video. Here it is.
A JJ joke is coming. Prepare. This is a JJ joke. It's freezing him up. Are you frozen? Yep. He's got.
It's not a joke. This is a real thing. So. That's not stopping.
Not a joke.
It's not a joke.
I know. I remember this. This is.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, these women, maybe those sticks did something to them.
Those women, you know how much they paid to do that? They paid to do that.
Yeah, I know. Have you seen the one where
$4,000.
the guys lay in the little spas with other guys holding them and they cry their eyes out while they're laying there? I mean, whatever, different strokes for different folks is what my old dad used to say.
All right.
I got you something.
Yeah.
I got you a couple. I got you a couple. I don't know how long this video is. Hang on. This audio is AI generated. So never mind. I'm not going to play the RFK Jr. lays out drastic new policy proposals because now it has a reader's added context that they thought people might know. This audio is AI generated. Okay, well, we're not going to play that then. I thought it was interesting when I listened last night. I thought I didn't notice it was AI generated. So look how easy it is to fool. How do they know it was?
What did I say last year? We're about to live in a world where we can't know anything is true at all. Not anything we hear.
I could be completely fake right now, and you would not know. So, have you seen where Elon is? All actions of the Department of Government Efficiency will be posted online for maximum transparency. But wait. Anytime the public thinks we're cutting something important or not cutting something wasteful, just let us know. We will also have a leaderboard for the most insanely dumb spending of your tax dollars. This will both be extremely tragic and extremely entertaining.
I like it.
They've got a thing set up to where you can send in, did you know the government's spending this on this? And they will investigate it. This is brilliant.
Yeah.
If they actually do it, this is brilliant. I'm loving this.
I think that RFK Jr. has already set up a couple of websites for, I think one is Policy for the People or People for Policy. I think it's Policy for the People, where you can vote for and nominate people to take positions in the Trump government, because there's a bunch of people going to lose their jobs, and there's going to be like 4,000 positions that need to be filled. So what's this?
This was posted on January 25th, 2021. Workers lost 3.7 trillion earnings in the pandemic. Women and Gen Z saw the biggest losses. The next day, a different headline. World's billionaires get richer by 3.9 trillion during the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you have large assets and you can make gains on small things, on like small movements in the markets. Yeah. So we've already got.
Okay. All right.
Like if you have trillions of dollars and you can put it.
Well, yeah. I mean, that is one explanation out of like 7 billion, 3.9 trillion to be exact.
Yeah. Let's see. You had a couple in here. So this RFK thing is fake. I'll skip that.
Yeah, skip that one. It wasn't. They didn't have that thing last night. The only other thing that I wanted to announce today, and this one was a huge one. All right, this one is a big one. All right, I can't believe that we really didn't celebrate this. I really didn't think about it, or I would have wore my Skeletor outfit today. But Nancy Pelosi, who is 84 years old, has filed for re-election. She'll be 86.
She is the best that California can produce.
No, she is the most evil person in America. I've said this for 20 years. She is the most evil woman in America. Seriously, if America had a wicked witch of the West, it is this woman right here. She is nothing but, she hates, especially you and me. She absolutely would piss on our graves. Sure.
We're nobody to her.
This is unbelievable that she is still in office. The fact that she is still in office, see, look, there's a picture of her and Abe Lincoln. That's how long she has been in office. Yeah, for an idea of just how long Nancy Pelosi's been around, here she is at JFK's inauguration. As a young girl.
Yeah.
She is one of the most effective tools that they have ever had. And they don't have anyone to her caliber of what the tool can do to replace her. They're very scared about
they're
losing
training
her.
up AOC. I think AOC is the next Nancy Pelosi.
Yes, I agree. I agree on that.
Just say whatever at any time.
But she's a little bit more of a loose cannon than Nancy is, because AOC will go off like that sometimes. She's got that attitude.
Yeah. I think AOC, I do not think AOC is a populist, but I think she knows how to speak like someone talking to a populist to only her supporters. That is, to the people that just like AOC. Like, AOC's magic's going to rub off whenever she doesn't look attractive anymore on camera. And that's getting close.
AOC she's an okay speaker to the people that she speaks to. The people that she speaks to thinks that she's a wonderful speaker. And Nancy Pelosi is an old politician speaker. She doesn't fit this mold that we now require our politicians to actually quit lying to us, quit double speaking to us, and actually answer the freaking question when we ask you. And Nancy Pelosi and all these guys come from the old school of reversing the question or taking it off topic or doing something else. And they've done that to us for 40 years and we're sick of it. That's why Trump being on freaking Joe Rogan and having a candid conversation got millions and millions of views, because he did not double speak. He answered the questions, and he didn't change the topic like Kamala done. Hey, Kamala, blah, blah, blah. Well, I come from it. Now, this is the same crap that we've heard for 40 years. I can't believe she'll get reelected. She'll get reelected. She's too powerful. If there was I always said Mitch McConnell was the most powerful person in the country for a long time. She was number 2.
Really? You think she's number 2?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, certainly for a while when she was the Speaker of the House, but I wonder if she
still, even after that, she was right up there in the upper echelon of the Democratic squid monster tentacle.
Listen, I understand that Nancy Pelosi is not a nationally popular character. However, I personally am glad that she's going to continue to represent the public pooping capital of the world. And mostly that's because I'm going to be able to continue to be able to use this image right here.
Keep loading this stuff and it's screwing with our computers this morning.
This is no surprise, I'm sure. Yeah, I know. So I was planning to retire this at the end of the year, but since she's not going to retire, then we get to keep using this.
The resemblance is uncanny.
It's almost like you can barely tell the difference, but when it flips.
I know. Only when it flips and the purple comes up.
Old jokes. We keep using these same old jokes, and somehow they're still funny.
They're still funny. All right, I only have one more story, and this is kind of a fun story. Fun for me, but you might be like, nerd.
Okay.
Actually, your wife really might like this story.
Okay.
A 41-digit prime number has been found, the biggest ever. Mathematicians have been searching for this for a long time. I mean, they just search for the biggest prime number, and the biggest one to date has been found. If we write this number in a computer in binary form using only ones and zeros, it would fill up about 16 megabytes, just the number. That's about like a short video clip. Converting to a familiar way of writing numbers in decimal, this number would have more than 41 million digits and would fill 20,000 pages in a book.
I thought you said 41 digit, 41 million digit.
41 million digits. It's the biggest prime number, meaning it's only divisible by one. It's one in itself. It's a mezzanine prime, and it's also to date the largest prime number ever discovered in a mathematical quest with a history going back more than 2,000 years. And they explain what a mezzanine prime is. It's one that they are linked to so-called perfect numbers, and it gets all nerdy in here talking about how big this number is and all the different stuff. But we know that 2,000 years ago the Greeks were studying this about prime numbers and stuff. So the guy though that found it, this guy, he is a former employee of NVIDIA, and he used this supercomputer cloud. Okay. He connected like 17 countries' supercomputers to figure this out, and the one that it landed in was the supercomputer in Dublin, Ireland. So he was a former employee of NVIDIA. Of course, this dude's a
let me
freaking
just say,
genius.
Congratulations. And also, this doesn't seem like a really good use of anybody's time or energy.
It is. It absolutely is.
I don't see the utility.
Expands our knowledge. We now know, like pi. What if we'd have been like 3.14?
Yeah,
okay, that's
pi
enough.
has utility. Pi has
How
utility.
do we know that these prime numbers won't ever have utility? And one day we're going to be like, man, I'm glad we know this 41 million digit prime number that saved all of humanity.
Okay. So you can take a tape measure, run it around your head, right? And then get that number and divide it by pi, and that tells you your hat size. That has utility. That's something you can use. I don't know what you're going to do with this number.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
And I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that they use prime numbers for that me and you don't have a clue. Hey, speaking of math and stuff like this, yesterday we had this question, and I saw this, and I was like, really? And I looked it up, and I was like, that is really cool. The Fibonacci sequence, which everything is made up of, so sure. We were talking about kilometers and miles, and kilometers and miles follow the Fibonacci sequence. So if you have three 3 kilometers is 3 miles is 5 kilometers. So 5 plus 3 equals 8. 8 miles is 13 kilometers. You see how it adds the last one, and you can figure it out if you go that way. You take the answer, you add the last one, and you can figure out your kilometers and miles that way. You can't do it in your head. You'd have to do it in a sequence. So if you had like 24 miles, you could use the Fibonacci sequence and figure out how many kilometers that is really quickly.
I need a picture of this. Let me see. Miles to kilometers. How do you spell Fibonacci? Never mind, I found it. Fibonacci. And now I need a picture. Here you go. Presentation. Look at this chart. 3 miles is exactly 4.83 kilometers, so it's approximately 5. So it's an approximate. Approximate. Okay, so if you have 5 and 8, it's approximately 13. So okay. All right. So you can. All right. See, that has a little bit of utility, don't you think? I think that has a little bit of utility.
Absolutely. If you look into the Fibonacci sequence, look, let me just show you this picture here. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Space, nature, everything. The Fibonacci sequence. Scroll up.
Oh, hold on.
I'll let you.
No. Let me get out of here. Here,
look,
go ahead.
There you go.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the golden ratio, golden rectangle.
Absolutely.
Golden ratio.
It's the Fibonacci sequence. I try to do breathing. I did this little breathing exercise that uses the Fibonacci sequence, and I try to do it every night. 13 seconds in, 13 seconds out, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out, 1 second in, 1 second out, and then repeat it. So you start off slow and then you're breathing fast. You go slow, fast, slow, fast. But it follows the Fibonacci sequence.
All right, Deke. Yesterday, you posted something in the Dekespiracy channel about
they just had a meeting. They just had a congressional hearing about some weird stuff
from
clip from a recent congressional hearing this week.
Close these tabs. So this is what's so hilarious is that Deke will take this little clip that he thinks is funny, cute, or whatever. I don't know what you think about it, but you post it in there.
I'm going to give you the answer here, and after you finish everything, I will give you the answer, and it'll put it all together for you.
So Deke puts these little messages in Dekespiracy, and it's like a clip of some comments that's like 20 seconds long or a minute or whatever.
Yeah, let me play the clip.
And then
this is the kind of play the clip.
Yeah, play the clip. I don't want my computer to jam up anymore than it already has. So Deke posts these little video, and then I watch it, and I'm like, okay, but like, I need.
Now wait a minute. First of all, JJ is one of the most skeptical people that I have ever met in my life. That's why I love him, because he's so skeptical. So here you go. I'm just going to play a little
UAP.
bit.
In the discussions, it's simply about material. Or is there discussion about it was previously testified that there's biologics that were collected. Are you aware of any of that?
I am, sir, aware of the reporting that biologics have been recovered. Again, my focus was more nuts and bolts, looking at the physical aspects of these phenomenon, how they interacted around military equities and nuclear equities. So I'm certainly not a medical expert. I would not be able to probably provide you a whole lot of value in that simply because I don't have the expertise.
But was anything described as that we have possession of bodies?
Yes.
We have is it multiple types of creatures or?
Sir, I couldn't answer that. I can tell you anecdotally that it was discussed quite a bit when I was at the Pentagon. The problem is the supposed collection of these biological samples occurred before my time, in fact, before I was even born.
And was this part of the Lockheed Martin discussion, or was this the biologics is a completely separate?
So, sounds interesting, don't it, JJ?
So you post that, and then I think, and okay, so I watched it. Give me credit because I watched it, and then wait
a minute, hang on. Underline what you just said. We need to underline what you just said right there, okay? Because it's a key puzzle piece here at the end. All right, go ahead.
Underline which part?
What you just said. You watched it.
I watched it?
Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
I watched that, and then I'm like, that's not enough. So I spent 2 hours yesterday watching the entire committee hearing, and I have opinions about what I heard. But I also provided you with like substantial documentation from at least one people on the panel that I think is not a nut job.
Absolutely, you did.
My read of that guy talking in that clip is this guy wants to sound credible, and he's verbally attempting to sound credible rather than be authentic. I'm not saying I'm not reading minds or anything. I'm just telling you my perception is that I'm not getting genuine honesty from this guy. I'm getting articulated facade to sound and remain credible. Okay. Maybe that is his normal, but that's where my read of that kind of stuff. So I would listen to the entire committee hearing. It's 2 hours. Now, mostly it was on 1.5 speed because I can't, it's too long. Have you watched any of the actual committee hearing?
Yeah, a little bit of it.
Yeah. Okay. So anytime the questions get down to something that's like of interest, well, are there this and that? Oh yeah. I'd have to tell you about that closed session. What's the point of this? This is and that guy in particular, Elizondo, he said, he was asked questions and he was like, I have to tell you that in a closed session. Is there a reason why you can't tell us this? Well, I signed some paper. Oh, okay. Where's that paper at? Well, it's in a skiff. Oh, okay. So, in
Jabba's skiff.
Yeah. It's like, it's in a secure thing. Like, okay. But like, just cause you signed a paper, like, what are you worried about? Just, so what? If you have something if you're a whistleblower, blow the flipping whistle, tell the truth right here and give us something that we can like dig into and find evidence for what you're saying. Oh, well, I can tell you in a closed session. there's a lot of that. There's a little bit of like, oh, this guy doesn't tell the truth on the Pentagon or whatever. And there's a whole lot of like, I can tell you that in a closed session, Senator, just you and me in a back room. And I can tell you, I can give you a list, a whole list. So
Okay.
I find this UAP. Now, what do you think UAP are?
Oh, we have UAP. We have had those for a long time,
Okay.
and there are some that we don't know what they are.
Okay, so will you agree with me in that whatever UAP are, it's a category of a bunch of different things?
Absolutely,
It's
it
not
is.
one thing.
No, it's not. That's why they give it that one thing, unidentified aerial phenomenon. Well, it could be a drone. It could be something that we don't know what the hell it is that keeps flying into Mount Shasta.
Right.
Or it could be something that we have been working on for a long time with some technology that you have no clue about.
So categorically, it includes
A lot of
secret
different things.
military subcontractor stuff that they don't
Yes.
want to tell you about, but they
Yes.
definitely want your money.
Yes.
And to throw you off the scent, it includes a bunch of gobbledygook nonsense reports
Yes.
of like space lights and little green and Venezuelan attacked by alien creatures and hypnosis
So,
and oil
but
spill
would
and a
you
bunch of weird
also,
stuff.
I mean, does it sound so ludicrous that if 70 years ago or longer, we discovered something that blew our minds that was completely illogical, that we're like, what in the crap this is what? And they decided that if the general population knew about this topic or that this existed, that
Right.
this would cause societal harm. I mean, it would societal breakdown and all kinds of different things, religion
That's
and
the
everything.
claim.
No,
The
I mean,
claim
I'm
is
just, I'm
that
just
if it
making
tells the truth, we'll
a
break our
hypothesis
brains.
here. Would you think that there would be a possibility that they would want to keep this one thing secret? And it would probably been a lot
Well, listen.
easier when we didn't have instant communication and technology
I
and
kn-
stuff.
I know they want to
I'm
keep
just giving
things
the
secret.
the idea.
Here's the things that we know. We know that they say for our own good so that we don't panic and whatever people will do if they get information. that they wanna
Absolutely,
keep things
people will.
secret.
People are not like me and
And-
you, and the people that
And
watch our
these
show.
are these are this who regularly like and subscribe.
Keep going.
These
Hang on, I'm going to give you
These-
the piece.
These people lie to us and they're taking your money and they tell you lies because they just want to keep the money game going. I'm
Okay.
sure that we have some super awesome, fast something or another or whatever. But you know what? It should be if public money is going to be spent on this stuff, your congressional representative should have access to this information.
No. You think that the congressional representative controls
Who's in charge of this
everything?
country?
You need to talk to these guys that control the oil in this world. And when we tell the general public that you don't need oil to move around and stuff like that, these people are going to be really, really, really mad, JJ. Really mad.
If your legislators don't have access to this information, whatever this is, then who's in charge? And if your elected representatives are not in charge of this government, then who's in charge? And also, you are a slave.
Ooh, look, who's in charge? JJ's starting to ask the real questions. Can I tell you why I posted
All right,
this
I
and
know
the
you wanna
puzzle
move on.
piece that will make everything, and why I underlined so I watched this?
Yeah.
Because I saw that yesterday and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I started watching it and I was like, I am not watching this freaking 2-hour thing. I'm going to post this in the Conspiracy Theories channel and tag JJ. And there is a good chance that JJ, because I know my buddy JJ, he will delve so deep into trying to disprove me on this clip that he will give me all the information that I need to know about this 2-hour congressional hearing.
I can't help myself.
You're my
Just like,
TLDR.
I don't believe it. And okay, let's sidestep for a moment. You and I, two totally different people. How do you rank? I'm asking you to rank yourself, and then also rank me on bullshit detector. How do you rank your bullshit detector? I don't know if you can. If you can't, that's okay. And how do you rank my bullshit detector? And nobody's infallible, so everybody makes mistakes. But what do you think?
It depends on your definition of the word bullshit.
I'm talking specifically about people talking, people making claims and talking.
Because of my job,
yeah,
mine is, I always considered mine pretty good because I use inflection, I use trigger words to bullshit you on the air every day. I do it. That's a part of my job, is to bullshit you. All right. That's a key part of my job, is to be like, that was the greatest song by Britney Spears and blah, blah, blah. And you should check out her, and I've got to use words and phrases and inflection to bullshit you and steer you into thoughts.
I hadn't really thought about that, but game knows game.
I always thought I had a pretty good bullshit detector because my red flags go off all the time. I've got my little soccer flags that go off in my head, and sometimes they're huge, but when somebody's talking, it's just like, phoo, 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 phoo. And I'm like, oh, all of this is bullshit.
I don't think I have like named the attributes. You know what I mean?
I wanted to say was open-mindedness. And that's not even the right word. Instead of bullshit detector, your open-mindedness factor. I consider you to have a good bullshit detector. Really good. Absolutely. If you're wanting me to answer that question about you, I think your bullshit detector is pretty good because you catch a lot of stuff that I catch too. And you catch stuff that I don't catch in the past.
Maybe different things.
Different things.
I think in terms of like people using audio, people using speech. I think now that I think about it, you probably are
better at that, but you're better at phrases and the way that people, set up certain things.
Maybe
you've pointed out stuff that I haven't seen before.
I don't know. We'll see.
I can't give you a specific example.
All I can say is that I will say, of the 4 people up there, I don't know who the rear admiral is. That Elizondo guy that was talking, that guy spent years as a counterintelligence, and so he's a professional liar. He's a professional liar.
Absolutely.
And then Michael Schellenberger is a journalist. Michael Schellenberger, I think, is a legit journalist.
Hello. You don't think he's a parrot?
No, I don't. I think I'm not saying all journalists are legit. I think Michael Schellenberger is legit. That doesn't mean that he doesn't also want to believe stuff and, let stuff through his, filter maybe. But there's a 214-page document in Deepspiracy that includes Schellenberger's testimony and 40 years of publicly recorded claims regarding UAP, UFO, all of that, stuff.
Now, I will admit, I love that kind of stuff. I've always been very interested in the supernatural and the cryptids and all that kind of crap. And I've always just loved the unknown, but I am not one of the Kool-Aid drinkers. Okay. I'll give you the flat earth example that I give people. I have watched a ton of videos about people defending the flat earth argument and their arguments on why the earth is flat. And some of them are very, very compelling, and they make sense to the person saying it and how they're presenting it. But I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I have other proof that I believe. I'm not one of the Kool-Aid drinkers. I will admit that some of their videos and some of their arguments could and do convince a lot of people, but I'm a different type of thinker. I think a lot more deeply than other people do. And it's just, I'm not a Kool-Aid conspiracy theorist. So if I really believe something, it's because I have really looked into it and so I know I sound crazy when I say, we're all sound and we're all light. And I think that there's aliens out there. I know I sound crazy, but I'm not just like one of these people. I've looked into this for so long that I've made up my decision myself. And I might be crazy. But one day you might be going, damn, Deke was right.
Maybe it's possible. Maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't know if there's aliens or not. I don't really believe they're on Earth if they exist. So who knows? I don't know. Out of the 2-hour committee hearing, there was this term.
Hang on, stop talking if you can hear me. You got to catch up.
I just screenshot it instead of typing it in out of and there. I know.
I don't know what you said. Everything just jumbled together.
Are we still choppy?
No, you're good now. I didn't hear anything you said there.
Yeah. Okay. So, out of the 2-hour committee hearing, there was a term that was included from the Schellenberger testimony. It's this IC word here, and apparently, if you type this word right here, if you type this, you're going to end up on a FISA government surveillance list. So we're not saying it. That's the thing. That's the FISA courts are the ones that allow the government to spy on terrorists.
Oh, I'm not even going to type that into Google either.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
They probably already got my keystrokes. Damn it.
So the report concludes
why
that the existence
supposedly
of
you get put on a list for typing that?
The existence of IC demonstrates the extent capability to detect, quarantine, transfer UAP and RV, which is reproduction vehicle, collection incidents before they are observed and circulated within the military intelligence enterprise, serving as a means of enforcing informational security. So IC catches UFO info before it circulates and makes sure it's folded into their intelligence network. So if you type this, you're typing the name of the umbrella that's
brilliant. That's brilliant.
Runs the system.
That's brilliant. That's genius right there.
The IC program is run out of the SecDef, which is the Office of the Secretary of Defense, and they don't want to acknowledge it's real. So IC is a secret program to monitor and scoop UFO data.
If we're not on the air Monday, y'all all know why. JJ wouldn't shut the hell up at the end of the show.
But I didn't say it. I didn't say it, and I didn't type it.
Described everything, though.
There's no way that the FBI and NSA are following us. Too small.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, let's. I don't have anything.
Oh boy. Yeah. Let's do jokes. My wife
scared me there. Are you gonna make a Hillary Clinton joke now? Jesus Christ, JJ.
No, I'm gonna tell you a joke that my wife sent me because she thought it was funny. So today's joke is brought to you by Mrs. JJW, and it even has a picture, but I'm not gonna pull the picture up. Before we go, thanks for hanging out with us, folks, and we're gonna be back next week. Please like, subscribe. Deke, what do you call a teacher that does not fart in public?
I know this one. I know this one.
Do you?
A private tutor. 2 muffins are in an oven, and one says, "Man, it's getting hot in here," and the other one says, "Talking muffin."
Politicians and talking heads lying left and right. You can help us bring facts into the light. Don't let your daughter lose her next swim meet to a psychopath.